Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattocks, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
So it was about 8 or so years ago, I sat in my lodge and kind of opened a conversation with the brethren in the lodge and admitted out loud that, I didn't get this plumb thing. Like what? I told him, I get how it works when you're setting a post or whatever, this makes sense. But I didn't really understand what it was supposed to teach, stay upright through your several stations in life and all of that kind of thing. And it took me a long time to get it, because when it finally landed, it sounded like be true to yourself. And that looks like a cat poster in a break room, right? Be true to yourself, you'll be fine. I didn't get it. And it reads kind of like a platitude, right? We hear being true to yourself as some sort of mood or something you've finally settle into when life stops being crazy. We imagine the purpose of our lives in some way waiting at the end of a hallway where we've finally got our shit together and now we can live our purpose. And here's the weirdness about the whole thing, right? When you start the process of really getting to understand the plum, you begin to understand that it's not vibes, right? Vibes are important and part of the conversation, but exclusively it's not vibes. A plum is going to tell you where the center of the earth is, regardless of where on earth you're standing. It always does that job. That's not a vibes thing at all. It never really spontaneously decides to do something else. And it's not I feel like being 10 degrees off angle today. And so if the plum doesn't work on vibes, then the other things that we might think are related also don't work on vibes, right? The plum is about alignment. It's about understanding who you are with both feet on the ground, dealing with the stuff in your life. And if a plum works like that, then it's important to understand too that purpose in life, and a lot of folks struggle with this, your purpose in life is the same way, right? Your purpose in life is not a destination you're going to get to. I've landed, I've figured out purpose. When we start thinking about purpose, it's more productive in a lot of ways to not think about it as a destination, but think about it as a way of being in the world, that we are sort of blossoming into purpose on a regular basis. And if that's too abstract, right? If that feels too much like that break room poster for you, maybe it's understanding that when we are living our purpose in life, that purpose permeates every single thing we do. It's not a far off destination or a far off way of being. When we understand our purpose and how it works and what it is for ourselves, we essentially express that purpose in all of our doings. And so finding your plum and finding your purpose are oftentimes the same kind of action, the same kind of behavior. Once you understand what that is and how it works, there is essentially a grounding that happens where you are essentially stuck in a positive way, not stuck like we would talk about being stuck in concrete or stuck in sort of horrible situation. We're stuck in a positive way in our purpose, where we are expressing it in everything we do. And the thing that also becomes really important to know about this is that your purpose is your purpose. You express it through the experience of being you, not some sort of written down, objective driven note card. It is quite literally your purpose is an expression of self. And so we're going to kind of dig into this over the course of the week and talk more about purpose, because a lot of folks kind of get this wrong. They think it's a vocation or some sort of magical, beam of light that descends from the sky, and now you've got purpose. Now, to be clear, sometimes it may feel that way, but that's not how, not a reliable mechanism for cultivating purpose, if that makes sense. So if we're constantly waiting for the beam of light for it to happen, that's really just surrendering your autonomy. So let's work on helping you get closer to identifying what that purpose is. And we'll get there over the next couple of days.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone, and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com. and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.